Welcome back, people of YouTube. I just wanted to give a brief overview of demonic pacts and show the power of doing Thorns early. They gave a free reset, it's the weekend, maybe you didn't do your build well, and you want a way to kind of speed your progression up to the more in-game bosses. If you follow this, you should pretty much be able to max all of your melee combats out, and eventually your magic. Your range can be maxed at any time with chins, especially with the ammo regen. It's pretty easy, although you do need a place that has multi-combat. I want to go into why I think Thorns and Water are probably the best early games, followed by maybe the crossbow build. But I went Thorns, so that's the thing that I know the most about early game. I think it really helped my progression. It made most content extremely easy till you're getting to more late game bosses that actually do require some mechanical skill, in which you will have to learn the boss fights. So let's get in, check it out, and I'll tell you what I think you should use your pack points for. Starting from the beginner setup, just buy full adamant. There's shops all around Baltimore that basically sell all of this. Find any shield. You can wear the wooden shield at first if need be. And then you can do crafting to get a Amulet of Strength, fairly easy. You can also, if you take Kandarin, you get that unlocked. You can go and get the Gnome Amulet, which is free in Tree Gnome Village. You could also buy Beads of the Dead. It gives you a +1 prayer bonus. Nothing crazy, but that's just some early game tech. Boots, you're not really probably going to have that many good boots. You're not going to really have a lot of good glove slots. Remember, you can steal from the Implings, and certain Implings drop the spiky Vambraces, which do give strength bonuses and a little bit of defense bonuses. It's not terrible until you get enough for like an Onyx regen bracelet, right? So I didn't fill these out because you don't really need them. You can pretty much ignore all of this. The DPS is totally wrong here. Like I said, the calc isn't really calcing well. And then as far as the tree goes, this is pretty much it. You only need 9 points. I don't know why it's saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you need 9 points in total. There's a big damage increase when you get to here, because it gives you 1% of your total defense bonuses. So trying to get into rune armor as fast as you possibly can. I completed a hard clue scroll and got rune full helm, rune plate legs, and I can't remember where I got my rune kite shield, but I got a rune kite shield, and I've still been using this rune kite shield. It's probably the best shield I have until I'm not sure. There's just not a lot of good options in the regions that I picked up to this point. I haven't really needed to worry that much. The main thing is you have to have a shield equipped for the Thorns to work. Thorns is extremely strong early game, and it basically makes you cheese a Mox. You just put on Protect Magic, and she just kills herself. If you take Eternal Healing, the Eternal Sustenance perk, you can just literally sit there for the regular Mox fight, spam eating your food. She kills herself in 15 seconds. You get your Echo Orb. The boss fight is a little bit more difficult because you can't just stand there. But basically, once she goes into her enrage phase, then you need to start moving and just make sure she doesn't turn your prayer off, and then just kind of move around the map. It doesn't really matter where you move around the map, because she's still going to be killing herself. Just make sure you keep Protect Mage on, and then just keep eating food and running around, and she just kills herself with Thorns. Obviously, if you wanted to do the mechanics and learn the boss fight, you can, but I basically completely cheesed it. Didn't need to learn the boss fight at all. That's your early game setup. It's pretty easy to achieve that. Anybody can do that. Takes 9 pack points. There is definitely easy packs in every region, or area. So the more areas you unlock, the more free packs you're given. They just gave away 3 packs, and they also gave a free reset, which is why I'm making this video, to just kind of show you this is going to get you through the early game. The beautiful thing about Thorns is that it is really good against Blood Moon and Blue Moon. And for our build, and for a lot of builds, the only 2 moons that you really need to kill are Blood Moon and Blue Moon. And you basically completely cheese the fight. So, going to the next one, this is what your 18-point build is going to look like. I think Water Thorns is an extremely strong early game build. If you take Eternal Sustenance, you could also skip Water and go to Air build, because the Air build is really strong also. Basically, you just take these out and then hop over here. The only thing is you need more points, because if you do that, you'll need 21 points to make it to Air, because you really need the 2 tick. Sped up by 2 ticks. If you don't have that, it's going to not feel nearly as good. So it's extremely important, basically, to get to here. Makes a big difference. Here makes even a bigger difference. This is really nice to have. You can take this too. It gives you some healing, and this is a very forgotten perk, a 22-point build. But this is very nice, and if you take this, you can take 2 more points, and you have 75% prayer penetration, which for demonic gorillas and some of these echo fights, like Ecothermy, who you're going to want to kill if you took Kandarin, which is, I don't know why you wouldn't have taken Kandarin if you're doing a water build. It's still strong without the Shadow Flame Quadrant, but this allows you to kind of skip a big part of the mechanics of the Thermi fight, and it's really nice. So that's kind of where I'm basically at. I have a few more points in this. I have 26. But this is basically, I did this. This is my build right now. But since I took Mauritania, I can wear tank gear. And there's a big DPS increase when you get a Suffering with 3 tank pieces. You can have whatever boots you can have. Mithril boots are pretty easy to get. If you take Asgarnia, once you get the Slayer level, it's pretty easy to get the Dragon boots. Again, the Zenite jewelry are really not that good. The Torture is actually, I think, a little bit less DPS because it's like less defensive stats. Fury is really good, and if you take Mauritania, Fury with Blood Fury is going to be really interesting. I haven't gotten the Blood Fury yet, but I'm getting there. We're getting close. And that's your like mid-game. It's pretty easy to cheese a fire cape with this. You can basically wear your tank gear and get whatever staff you can get. Good staffs are like the Dust Battle Staff. You could also get, if you took Asgarnia, you can get the Staff of the Dead, which is really strong. It's a 15% magic increase, magic damage increase. Blue Moon Spear is okay. That's a good starting point too. And you can bring in, what I've been doing is I leave the helmet on, and I'll bring in like a swap to Blue Moon, or Mystic even. Mystic's also just fine. Blue Moon is really not even needed. I just now got the Blue Moon bottoms. I've been using Mystic this whole time. So if you find that you're splashing a lot on a boss, then switch to Mage gear. You'll just do less on your reflect damage. But with the setup that I just showed you with the tank gear, any piece of barrows will work. You're doing like 27 damage every time they attack you. Guaranteed. It never misses. It's insane. So your minimum hit is 27, right? Your max hit is 27. It's crazy. You can farm out max combat stats easily and just destroy it. Everything. The Staff of the Dead is really good. It's very easy to get. If you take Eternal Sustenance, you can basically just face tank with Thorns. He kills himself. I actually like to do these boss fights without even running prayer, You do have to be a little bit careful if you're doing Godwars dungeons, though, because some of them can hit pretty hard. Like Kriara can one-shot you if you don't pray range. Same with Krill. He can potentially do some massive damage. But I found that for the most part, you reflect so much damage back by praying you do less damage to them. So it takes longer to kill them. Because one of the perks here, which I'll show you, this is my 29 point build with water. You get 2 of the 30% hit point. You've got the 2-tick, you've got the water spells that heal, you've got some 75% extra accuracy, a little bit more chance to regenerate. This is 75% prayer regeneration. You get 2 healed 2 health points and restored 2 prayer points every time they deal a 0. So wearing tank gear is really good, but this 1% of your total defense is really strong. And then when you're getting attacked by range enemies, you get 1 tile equals 1 health. You have a 10% chance of proccing that. So anytime you're getting barraged, like Coliseum is a good example of this, and they're like far away, you're getting a bunch of free health from this perk. I think it's really strong. That's why these are really strong, these to combine together. It'll be interesting to see what happens. The reason you go water build over going for the Hound of the Fang is that I have found, this is why I'm making this video, is that Cerberus is kind of annoying to kill if you don't have the Shadow Flame Quadrant. Because they really disincentivize you using melee against him, which is kind of annoying. There's probably some way to cheese the boss to where you can, but because he places fire on the floor, it's pretty rough. And this is what I'm thinking about as like my finished or close to finished 40 point max build. This gets you another your max health, so you can have like 180 max health. Pretty much cheese all content. And the goal of this build for the first section, right, is to basically be able to do all the content that, like, say, a melee build, like what we're going to spec into eventually, can't do. So this is a really strong build against things like the Zux, Inferno. I think it's going to be really strong against Coliseum. Basically anything that multi-hits, all the Blood Moon bosses, any boss that attacks really fast, also any monster that attacks really fast. You can choose a lot of things with this Thorns build and get max combat extremely easily with this. So again, this is like a mid-game. This is where I'm at right now, basically right here. This is what I have built out. The most important part, though, is to get to... let's show. This is going to be... Without this, this is going to be your, like, base build. It's very good. I think prayer penetration is really strong. It helps you kill anything with... So, demonic gorillas, which there's a lot of point tasks, and you need your Zenites from it. So... Even that one node helps a bunch, but taking both and taking this is really good too. This is, you could take just this though. This is your basic like 19 point build. Very good. You'll do a ton of damage. You'll max out your melee stats. And then once you get to there, I did Thorns first. You could do water first and then go Thorns. It's up to you. But yeah, that's the main gist of the build up to this point. And then that's going to get us things like the Inferno, things that we need to have done. Fortis, we can complete Fortis with this. I'm not sure on the final boss part in Fortis, but I took Eternal Sustenance, so I have a feeling that for the most part, I'm going to be able to cheese the boss. That's just my feeling. I have a whip now, an Abyssal Whip with a tentacle, farming Kraken. Pretty easy to kill him. The Zamorakian Hosta is also a really good weapon for this. And like I said, pretty easy to get this built like this. This is 26-point build. It's not too hard to get this, especially once you have all 3 regions unlocked. I took Kandarin as Garnia, Mauritania. I think that's the best one. I know I covered this before. This is the relics I went. Endless Harvest is amazing. You could take any of these. I just think the AFK power of having that has really helped. Woodsman is great. You get a lot of seeds from it. I haven't even used it to its full potential. I think Hotfoot is really good too. I'm meh on Friendly Forager. Evil Eye, Map of Alacrity seem to be the 2 best, but you can't go wrong there. Here, Butler's Bell or Transmute. I think those are the 2 choices that you have to make. You could reload into this later if you wanted to, but Transmute does allow you to get Wrath Runes, so it will make you stronger faster. Otherwise, you're going to have to do some other methods, but there is ways to cheese the Wrath Runes, which I'm trying to figure out right now. I would definitely recommend doing your diaries once you're at 16x and putting all of them into rune crafting so you can get your rune crafting up there. I took Larcenist. It's very nice for clues. It kind of solves conniving clues. You can basically steal from wealthy citizens for easy, gnomes for mediums. It's paladins for hards, or it's heroes for hards and paladins for elites. I think that's it. It's heroes are for hards and paladins are for elites. Gnomes are really good money per hour too, so you can get a nice cash stack going like that. I got like 11 mils stealing like 300 medium clues just AFKing. It's awesome. I took Eternal Sustenance and then reloaded into Culling Spree. You could take Soul Harvest. Transmute would be another good solution. You could take Nature's Accord, I don't know, farming. And then I'm still torn here. I'm leaning more towards Minion, but Flask of Fervor actually looks like it could be really fun, and I think it'll be good with my build. So I'm tempted to take it, but we'll see. We shall see. Either way, you can't go wrong there. Executioner is okay. I think it's mainly good for, like, raids. If you plan to do a bunch of raids, then Executioner might be nice. At least one person to have it. It'll speed up your raids. Other than that, I don't know. I think the minion does a ton of DPS. So that's covering all the relics. This is the cheese fight for Amox. If you have infinite heals, you can literally just sit here and completely ignore the fight. It's pretty crazy. Super easy. You farm that till you get the Echo. This is going to be the Echo fight. It's a little bit harder. You have to watch your prayer and make sure that it doesn't turn your prayer off. It will. And once it starts doing that, you kind of just have to keep running around. It'll pretty much just kill itself. You don't even have to interact with it. If you take Eternal Sustenance, you can just like reflect all the damage. Pretty scuffed. Doesn't take that much skill. You can ignore all the mechanics. That's why I think Eternal Sustenance is so good. 31 second kill. It took me 13 kills to get the item. And yeah, you just basically just move one tile, heal, 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 put your prayer back on, move one tile, heal. And the thing is, you reflect a lot of the damage back, right? So it's like, you kind of want to get hit by your attacks. That's the nice thing about cheesing it. Easy. The fight is really not that bad. Blood Moon is extremely easy also. Again, this is with a a dragon scimitar, and rune armor. When it starts reflecting on you, he basically just completely kills himself for you. The better your gear is, obviously, the faster you'll kill him, but you can usually kill him within 1 to 2 cycles. And if you get lucky, you join into the fight where you don't have to deal with the jaguars, just because I think the jaguars are annoying. This is super easy. You don't need all this prayer gear, and you don't even need the healing for this, right? Boom, bada boom, bada bang. Then you click on here, we go to blue. For some reason, Eclipse is totally bugged out, though. And you can't really fight Eclipse. If you get unlucky, I completely ignore this whole mechanic. I just kick the stone and take the damage because I can just heal it. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't seem like it really makes a big difference. And then we'll sit here. Sometimes you can one-tap this phase. Really depends on how hard you hit and how hard the boss hits. But you kind of want the boss to hit harder because you reflect the damage back. You see every time that shield thing, the little blue shield procs, I'm literally reflecting the damage that he was supposed to do back. One phase took five phases and he's dead. Easy. And then you just run here. I don't do Eclipse because Eclipse is like bugged. And another little cool thing you can do here, saves you some prayer, is you can just catch these moonlight moths if you get your hunter up before doing this. And then you're back to full prayer. And I'm lazy, I don't even turn off this usually. Go loot your chest. It gives you a lot of maple seeds, super compost. It's nice for farming. And that's Blood Moon and Blue Moon. Easy cheese. Just keep doing it till you get the drops. Cerberus fight. I've marked tiles here to basically help. Don't be stupid like me and forget to have your spells set up. You'll waste valuable time. And then you just step forward whenever he gurs. You'll see him gur. You step forward. You are going to splash on him. He actually has pretty good range defense. Whenever he does the Aru, this is the tough part. If you want to be like me and just cheese it and you have Eternal, then literally you just use water spells. Stay here. Make sure you run to this tile when he gurs. Eat through it all. Keep doing damage. Move whenever you see the gur. Don't be bad like me and not move quick enough. But you have to do it 5 times. You have to prayer flick 9 times in a row if you don't wear things correctly. Like if you don't prayer flick correctly. It's just a lot. It's annoying during the boss fight. Because he always does the gur while you're busy getting destroyed by the Aru. So, the ghost. So, it's pretty annoying. And then you just want to get over here so that he won't. I pray range. It seems like range or melee, possibly, are the best. And then just don't get hit by the, you shouldn't be able to be comboed out if you don't get hit by the flames. So you really need to pay attention. I think this really, yeah, don't do that. And you can even cheese it, right? Because you're the water build. So once you get Shadow Flame, I think this boss fight is way easier at that point. It really depends on how lucky you get with hits. yeah, just don't get hit. And you will block a lot of the damage also. So it's pretty great. And then that way you just move, you dodge, you're probably, if you get unlucky, you're going to have to face a lot of ghost phases. This is why I think this boss is better once you have... once you've unlocked better magic. And there you go, 3-minute boss fight. Pretty annoying. This is post-edit Patrick letting you know how to do the thermonuclear Smoke Devil boss fight for the Echo boss. You gotta take these balls. The red balls are range, and these weird, like, spherical ones are magic. So when they hit you, you run to the next circle, and you can avoid all the damage. It's not very counterintuitive at first. It's hard to figure out. And then when he does his charge, you have to run all the way to the wall. And you can start running back once you've run to the wall. And then you just go back through the cycle. If you mess up, like I do, and screw up your cycle, then you will take more damage. And it's better to move to the quadrant. If you notice, there's quadrants. I'm not that good at the fight. I just unlocked it last night. Once it starts shooting, you don't have to wait for the orb. You can just show back up. You can run back to the square. So that way you're kind of ready for the orbs when they come, right? Pretty cool fight. Sometimes I do think that, and also, if you're on the orbs, even if you're not praying, you will take substantially less damage. The damage of this charge up is based off of where you were standing when he finishes the charge. So, being somewhere, just make sure you get to the back of the wall, and as soon as he ends his charge, you can just quit. Now, the one annoying part is if you don't have penetration, then you actually have to participate in the boss fight. But what I have figured out is once he gets to this enrage phase, he's going to attack you with 2 of one style and 1 of the other. So basically, yeah, so see how the bar charges up? You just need to wait till the bar has been charged and you can run back. Once he starts doing the style though, this enrage style, he'll do it the same time every time. So you just have to, don't run early, and you just have to sit here and camp one style. So you don't even need to go through the mechanics because you got water build, and a lot of times you're healing back the damage that he's dealing to you. Just make sure that you get onto these orbs, right? And then you just need to get back to the wall. As soon as it does the charge, you're running back. You're back in cycle again, getting prepared. As soon as that hits, go to that second one. Boom, bada bing, bada bang. We're rolling. Don't get too overly confident, though, and kill yourself. Remember to rotate to the next quadrant. It's a pretty cool boss fight altogether. And that's Ecothermy for you. If you don't have the thing for... Ooh, let's see. Should I do this? I'm gonna die, dude. I'm gonna die. Woo! Thank God. I didn't die. 9 kills. Still haven't gotten either of the drops. So I might have to go... With my luck on the bosses, I don't know. It's hard to say. The echo orbs have not been nice to me so far. But that's the kill. It's going to take a while on these ones, but it's well worth it once you get the loot. Eternal Sustenance is great. I think you can still do this even without it, with just bringing food and having water spells. It really just depends on how much damage you do. You might be able to tinker around with your gear and get more accuracy or something. The Thorns is nice, but I tried using full tank gear, and basically he doesn't die that quick. So I don't think it's worth it to use full tank gear, although I am going to try one more setup. Hey, look at that. I got a Shadow Flame Quadrant using melee. But melee, look at this, 153.40. So quite a bit faster for melee while you're doing this. If you want to do melee, here's what you do. It's not that bad. It really isn't. You can camp Piety, and because you do so much recoil damage, you actually kill this boss pretty fast. So always pray range. He's going to start with range. You can hit him a couple times. Then you're going to have to go over here. I don't even know. It seems like it's maybe better to just like take some of this damage and just like tank it out, but you can't take all of it. But you deal so much damage if you do the Thorns, right? So I really think it's pretty solid to run over here. And by the way, if he's protecting from so see how I like reflect back the damage? It's very strong. And you can literally fully negate all the damage that he's gonna do to you by just up, or by 9, right? So you're not gonna take that much damage. Okay, so he's in the enrage phase. But you see how, like, you kind of do want to take it. So I'm trying to figure out what works here. Because you can't tank all of his hits. But you can tank some of them. And then you deal a lot of damage if you can tank those hits. So I really think camping one thing and then just taking the damage with my heal build. Like, I do so much damage to him. I'm dealing more damage doing this than I am, like, actually following the mechanics. You just can't get hit by all of them. It looks like that's the thing. You're gonna need to only get hit by, like, maybe 1. Or you're dead. Possibly. You can maybe tank 2 hits. 2-minute and 9-second kill. Pretty good. Pretty good. With the Shadow Flame, it is definitely pretty strong. I'm messing around with trying to basically cheese this fight to where you have to do as little of the mechanics as possible, right? Because if we can take more of the damage, then we can reflect back more of the damage and do more to him. So I'm like, what if I just camp one of the styles? And since I'm stronger against magic, I'll just tank the magic hits. And that way I'm reflecting back damage. To try and kill him faster. And then we can kind of like heal through. He's gonna do a lot of damage to me. Easy peasy. This fight. See you later, dude. I can't even speak. You're dead! Get wrecked. Okay, this is just to show that how easy it is to cheese the Godwars bosses with this build. Commander Ziliana is literally just going to murder herself. You can camp melee if you need to. If you get good enough tank gear, it doesn't even seem like you really need that anymore. He will do damage to you sometimes, but the main thing about this is, remember, if you're praying, you're not reflecting as much damage back. So I have found that it is actually better to just not pray against these bosses if at all possible. Let me show you the next one. This guy's really useful if you took Asgarnia, because you can get a Staff of Light. It's going to make your account quite a bit stronger. But you can see, you kind of want to just tank him because you reflect so much damage back. I just reflected a absurd amount. He's dead. Oh, hey, there's the Staff of the Dead that I was talking about. It's pretty easy to get. And now you've got a magic staff with plus 15% magic damage, which is going to be your best in slot until you get the Shadow Flame Quadrant. Amazing. If you get excess of this, of any type, you know, you could also bring water spells. I don't think it's that bad. I do think just tanking the hits when you can is gonna lead to overall, and then just turn melee back on when you need to heal, then turn it back off so you can reflect more damage, rinse and repeat. It's just free. All of these bosses are so free. Kriara is going to be the only one that's a little bit dangerous, so you do have to be careful with her. She can deal a lot of damage. I like to sit here and just reflect. So, like, you kill her so fast doing that, right? And then you can worry about the others once that's done, right? Just be careful. Kriara can smack you so hard. So you do have to watch it. But this is just proof that you really don't even need to pray. And if you get magic, you can sometimes just like completely heal through her everything. I don't know if you can really totally AFK this one, but you could get close. And that's how you kill all the Godwar bosses super easy. So as you can see, there's a lot of possibilities here. Water Thorns is really good. It's very good for the early game, getting you the things like Inferno Cape, finishing up Coliseum. I'm sure it's going to be good there. I haven't finished all the way to Wave 12 yet, but I watched Solo Mission basically use the same build, or a very similar build, but with a whip and no magic, and he completely slaughtered it. So it's definitely going to work there. It gets you max combat stats, at least all the melees. And then from there, because you, by the way, you can get 50 million melee combat experience by going to Maniacal Monkeys, and you basically just do this. There's a big group of them. You go find the big chamber. You run back and forth. You run back and forth. And if you want to do the whole Wooks Walk thing, you can Wooks Walk it a little bit. But the main thing is you just want to kind of just keep running back and forth between them. Run Piety. Put your best defense gear on. It'll take you no time at all to get a 99 in every one and get 99 HP. That's going to help you do all the rest of the content in the game. with that being said, I think that's going to wrap it up. If you enjoyed this, if you feel like it helped you, like, click, subscribe, leave a comment letting me know any of your thoughts, anything that you were curious about. I will try to get back to you if I can. I do read the comments when it's possible, right? So, and right now I have a decent bit of time. Although with editing and playing this league, it's been pretty hard to do all of that. Still learning how to edit. I apologize if there's anything in here that isn't to quality, but with time we will get better at it. Thank you so much. Peace.